Matthew chapter 8 from verse 18. Now, when Jesus saw great multitudes about him, he gave commandment to depart unto the other side. And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus said unto him, The foxes have holes, the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath nowhere to lay his head. This statement also shows the labors of a missionary, because Jesus also did the work of a missionary, moving from places to places, now that sometimes they may not even get to find a comfortable place to sleep. They just have to just sleep anywhere. Are you there? Just because of the work of the Lord. So this verse actually shows the labor of a missionary. Are you there? So as we carry out our assignment as children of God, we should not always expect that it's going to be easy, it's going to be smooth. We should not always expect that. Sometimes this same verse will describe our situation. Sometimes, are you there? Sometimes this verse will perfectly describe what we are passing through. Foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Are you there? So I know because I've had that experience before. It's something that I've experienced. So I know what it means when Jesus, gave this reply. I've been in that situation where uh, I don't even know where to stay. I don't know where to sleep. And it's not like I've not been preaching. Of course, even I've this group has been established by that time. I will teach, and then in the evening I'll be thinking again, where do I stay? So a lot of thoughts on my heart. Then I that was when I valued, you know, uh, a house, because when I see people in the night going to their houses, I feel like Jesus. When you have a place to stay, there are some things you won't value. You just think it's a normal thing for everybody to have a house. No, it's not a normal thing. No. That period of my life, I knew that it's not just normal to have a house. You um you will need mercy, whether as a tenant or a house owner. And then you will need mercy. That was the period where the landlady called us, and then she was saying some things. And sincerely, that period I don't even have money. I don't have money on me. So I just told her, I said, well, we are going to leave. I was actually speaking by faith, because I I have discerned that the woman is trying to mock the name of the Lord. And I'm a child of God, so I cannot stand that thing. So I told her, I said, well, I can't be here and somebody is mocking God. I said, we are going to leave this place. I said, okay, so be it. It's just like somebody saying, that's your God, and let him give you a house. I suffered. This thing I'm saying is not even too long from now. It's not too far away. I think maybe that is maybe 2 years ago or something. And we're together. So it's not too far. I really suffered. Because in the night I will do prayer work. I'll be looking at houses. I'll even see some beautiful houses. Nobody is staying there. And in my mind, I'm like, Jesus, give your son one of these houses, even if it's not to even give, at least I need a place. I prayed, nothing happened until the day came. You know, I was supposed to pack out. Then our neighbor said, "Well, if I'm going, then they are also going." Since our neighbor knew that I don't even have a place to go to, our neighbor now told me to come to their place. It's still the same house that I was asked to live, but another flat. The house has two flats. So our neighbor now told me to come to their place. As a single, most sometimes you don't really have much things. It's just your books, some clothes, and those kind of things that students used to have. So our neighbor told me to come to their place. Remember, it's still the same house. Are you there? So I said, okay. So they gave me a room in their own flat, still the same building, but I was staying in the first flat before. So I now moved to the second flat with our neighbor because they also said they are going to leave that. If I'm leaving, they too, they can stay in this house. So I moved to their flat. And the landlady came. She saw that. She was not happy. That became another battle again. She also, she was not also happy with those tenants too. And then she was like, "What's the meaning of this?" She felt like maybe I must have bewitched those, the tenants for them to allow that because that house only has one tenant. It's just two flats. So the one at the front is for the owner of the house. That was where I was given to stay. And the second flat is the one they are renting out. So when I left the first flat, I moved to the second flat. The woman was not happy. She will come and say, "Hey, my gas, my cylinder is missing. Oh. You people are the ones staying here. So where is it?" So, sometimes people don't know what ministers face. We just come up and teach. And then people are blessed. They don't really know what you are passing through. At a point, she even threatened to arrest arrest us. She was like, "Where's my cylinder?" They searched the house, they did not see it. And I was wondering, will I steal your thing and still hang around in this house? I won't be bold to stay in this house if I had stolen your thing. Because I know that when you come, you will ask me. So the fact that I could still stay in this house, although another flat, shows that I don't mean evil. The woman will say many things. She can even say, "My plates are not complete. These are things that happened. Are you there? My plates are not complete. These spoons are not," those kind of things. I saw glory during that period. And then I think they had these tenants, they had about maybe 2 months to leave at that time. So we were with them, they gave us just a room, and people like me, you always don't really stay alone. So they understood those things, but because I was with them, there was a little limitation, but yet I was not even still alone there. Are you there? So at least we'll be two. Are you there? Because sometimes in my place we can be five, we can be seven, but when I began to squat with them, the highest I could do was two. Although brethren came to come and visit me, but they would just come and go because they knew my situation. So the time also came for them to leave. They got a house. Are you there? So when they got a house, we helped them clean the house, those kind of things. At that point, I knew I had to leave because they are also leaving, and there was no place to go. Are you getting what I'm saying? This is a man of God, but no place to go. Are you there? Of course, no money. If there's money to do that, that will not be an issue. Then I pack my little things. I now put it in one open place. So my plan was that uh, I will just I will still be that place is not safe at all. It's a place that anybody can come in the middle of the night and do anything to you. But since there's no option, no money is not coming from anywhere, and I cannot defraud people because I want to I want to be comfortable. So I just believe that anything God cannot give me, let it stay. So I packed my things in the house. I'm just trying to explain this statement Jesus made because there are some things Jesus will say. It will look very casual to you. But if you have not experienced something around it, you won't value the weight of that statement. So I packed my things in that place, not secured at all. Not secured at all. As a matter of fact, there's nobody I will tell that I want to be managing here that will say yes sincerely. Very open, very insecure. There's bush everywhere. Wide animals, no kind of strange things. So I just told myself, I said, okay, this is what I will do. Um, before the day breaks, I'll quickly take my bait, so that nobody will know. So I'll just take my bait and just sit. So nobody will know that anything is happening. Till God now have mercy on me. And I just felt that I felt like I don't know what happened, but I just felt for me I've already settled that I'm going to sleep. I'll be sleeping in that terrible place. But somehow I think for 2 or 3 days. So during evening time I'll go to Minister Christ Rock's house. So I think I slept in his house for like 2 or 3 days. I'm just a person that I don't want to, I just want to trust God for my needs. It's not like I don't have brethren. No. Brethren that used to come and stay in my place. Yeah, I know what I can say and I'll be with them. But I want to just trust God for my needs. I just want God to do it, not me trying to maneuver my way there. You understand? So, and Mr. Creswell house, there are a lot of rooms there. But I just choose to stay in that dangerous zone. Praise God. So my loads were there. So I think I slept in this place for like 2 days. I didn't take my load there. I'll just go sleep and leave the next morning. So at a point I said, okay, this 3 days sleeping is okay. Let me just go back to that my forest, that my dangerous place and be sleeping there. So suddenly one of our brothers now told the parents that this my pastor doesn't have a place to stay. And the parents said, let him come immediately to our place. Meanwhile, they had a flat right there at the back of their house that they are not really using, an empty flat like that. So that was how I was delivered from my that thing. So I had to pack my little things to that flat. I get what I'm saying, just to manage for the meantime. So when Jesus said, "Foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man does not have a place to lay his head," it's a reality. But if you have not passed through that situation, you won't know. I get what I'm saying. Mm. So as a minister of God, there are things you are going to face. It's not because you are not faithful to God. Are you there? It's because there are some things that must be made real to you. And that's where I am now. Of course, I'm trusting God to live. Maybe I'm trusting God to leave maybe this year, before this year runs out, or latest. My plan is, by the grace of God, maybe ending of this year. I desire to be in a new place by next year. So it's that place now, that flat that I've been since that time. Now, till now. Are you there? So the issue of house is not really very. Of course, this place is okay, but I just felt in my spirit that I think the time is up. Are you there? So there are things a minister will face. I'm just telling you this because I want you to get that statement. So they'll be serving God with joy, but if they tell you some things, you'll be crying on their behalf. Are you there? Just imagine you were there when Jesus said, "Foxes have holes, they have nests." But this a son of man doesn't have a place to lay his head. So I know that by reality because that's what I'm even seeing. That's what I'm experiencing. You understand? So it will come to you. Are you there? It will come to you as a minister. It doesn't mean God is not faithful to you. It doesn't mean you are not doing what you're supposed to do. But those experiences, you just have to have them. Are you there? And enjoy the process. Are you there? You need to know how to trust God. Are you there? Does it mean I don't have people I can spend? Of course I do. I just want God to do it in His own way. I don't want to lobby anything. I don't want to use my own wisdom to get anything. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that statement of Jesus, are we together, is explaining some of the things that will happen to you as a minister. Are we together? Uh-huh. And when it happens to you, you don't begin to say things you should not say. Lord, with all the service and with all the commitment, you're already going against the rule like that. Enjoy the process. The one that has brought you into it, let him bring you out. That one is honorable. Are we together? You see, we must understand the difference between honor and reproach. Sometimes, of course, looking at it literally, you see that, oh no, the gap is wide now. It's easy to know that this is reproach, this is honor. But you see, sometimes you need to still discern, because sometimes reproach can look like honor. You must know when to say sorry, and you must know when to stand and say, we'll leave. Are you there? I'm somebody that it's easy for me to always apologize. One thing that is not hard for me to do in this life is to say sorry. Whether you are wrong or you are right, me saying sorry to you is not a problem. It's not. But you see, that time when our landlady said, you have to leave, I discerned in my spirit that this woman she's trying to mock God. And me going to her and say, please, there's nowhere to go. It will be equal to me now looking down on God. So I told her, I said, we will leave. We will leave. So time, we are going to leave this place. Are you seeing that? So you must know when to beg and when to stand on your feet. Are you there? Because there are some begging that is equal to you looking down on God. Yes, sometimes the right thing to do, sometimes the righteous thing to do is not to say, hey, please, I have nowhere to go. I have no one to help me. That thing you are doing, you're actually insulting God. So we have to decide when to beg and when to stand on our feet. You must not confuse either. You must not confuse the two. Guess what? When we were with that our tenant, and then I'm not the kind of person that I don't really stay at home like that. I don't really stay at home. Are we together? I don't stay at home like that. So when I go out in the morning, I'll come in the evening, maybe around past 6. So it's just majorly place to lay your head that I need. You understand? Just like Jesus said here. Jesus is not that man that you will see in the morning and then he's just there and then no. That's why he's saying Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Meaning the kind of things I do, you can't live with me at home morning, afternoon, that like that. Are you there? I will go out and evening, then I can now start thinking of coming back home. But even at that, there's no place to lay the head. So you see that statement Jesus made, me, I understand it well. You understand? Let me give you an example. I remember uh, last month's special. Last month's special. Last month's special. The last day of September. So those of you that follow the teaching, you will discover that I made an announcement that okay, this teaching can exceed 10. I was supposed to end 10 p.m. But I made an announcement beforehand. I said, okay, this teaching can go beyond 10. You understand? So while I was doing the teaching, past 10, and meanwhile, this is my place now. Network is not good there. It's not really very good. So you have to go outside. even late in the night. That's another risk again. So most of those teachings you see in the night was done while risking my life, you understand? So you have to go out and can be talking there in the night, and you're looking like one. Who's this man? I'm just shouting here in the night. No, if you are in your place, if there's network where you are talking from your house, there's a way it looks now that you are now standing on the way and you are talking there. So last day of last month, past 10 in the night, I was still teaching. And suddenly, as I rounded off the meeting, I was still outside. So I just saw a young boy coming because that place is a T junction. I just saw a boy coming. I think the one should be should be between 20-30. So he was coming towards my direction. And then when he got to that T junction, I saw he carried one black nylon like this, like a black polybag. When he got to that T junction, he now bent down. He went, are you there? And then he was now trying to bring out what is in the polybag. I know that, of course, that must be a sacrifice. I get what I'm saying? Because that's a T junction. That's where I was saying, God, ministers used to suffer in this life. Especially when you don't want to steal from people, you just want to trust God for your needs. You will see, you will understand this statement. Foxes have holes. You will know it. If you are kind of minister that you want to trust God for your needs, you will understand that statement of Jesus. And then, meanwhile, I just finished, but it was already late, past 10. I was still outside. And then I was looking at the boy like this. And I felt like, the fact that the distance between me and the boy was not a far distance. So I could see him, I saw everything was putting up. And he was still bending down. They must have given them instruction that if you do that, you are finished. And he was bringing out that thing, the sacrifice, something like that. I just turned my back at him. I just turned my back at him, and because a lot of things was running through my mind. Should I shout on this one? I was just thinking of what to do. I just felt okay. I just turned my back at him. Since I was already done with the teaching, so I just came to. I don't even enter the house. I just stand at the front of the house. But a lot of thoughts was running through my mind. Some minutes after that, I saw him passing through the front of our house because there's a way there to another street. He was passing because that kind of thing, once you drop it, you don't look back again. You just have to be going straight. Now, the question is, what if that is a kind of sacrifice that nobody is expected to see? Maybe when you see it, you will die. Are you there? That's how the pastor will go on. Of course, the power of God is greater than all powers, but let's just assume now. And then now the pastor now go and see what he should not. Meanwhile, nobody will know. Everybody is in their own comfort, enjoying the teaching. Meanwhile, the man of God is outside, risking his own life, and he has even seen what he should not see. You get what I'm saying? So these are labors of a minister. Nobody knew this now until now that I'm saying it. Either, except for, I think I told Minister Christ Rock, that's all. Are you there? So the question is, me too, what am I doing outside by that time? Is it not kingdom labor? Laboring for the kingdom, doing the work of God. You understand? So, you see that statement of Jesus? I know it. Foxes have holes, birds has nest, but you see, the Son of Man has nowhere to lay. So, God will deliberately allow that kind of situation. So, if I now live where I am currently now, I am trusting God that I'm going to move to a better place. And God must, and the kind of dealing that God has given to me is the way God is dealing with me. He must be the one that will do it. Now, the same Jesus so when I see Jesus, I see myself in him. There are many things that is happening around him, that's happening around me. Are you get what I'm saying? So if I say the same statement Jesus said now, I'm not saying it because I'm trying to copy what he said. It's also real to me. Meanwhile, the same Jesus that is saying foxes have holes, bird has nest. The Son of Man does not have a place to lay his head. That same Jesus had people he had healed. He could go to their houses and ask them to make some donations. He had people that have houses, those that probably are even renting out houses. Are you there? But Jesus will always want to depend on his Father for his needs. Are you get what I'm saying? And that's what you're saying in the life of a true minister. He wants to depend on God for his needs. You know what? The truth is, there are people I can talk to. I say, there are people I can talk to. Do you want to tell me that Jesus doesn't have people he can go to for donations? Okay, let's give this, and they will just make it mandatory for them. You give this, give this, give this. Be doing it every month, and he will be living in one big flat like that, living like a rich man. Why? Because he had done something he should not do. You see, when you do what you should not do, there's kind of gain you get from it. But you see, that thing you are doing is already a proof that you are not trusting God enough. So a man that will trust God for his needs, that's why you see, ministry. Don't come into ministry if you are not willing to trust God for your needs. Don't come into ministry because you will do many things you are not expected to do. That night, that day, it was like the last day of last month. It was like a film to me. I used to see people carry sacrifice in the movie, but this one I saw it in real life. Just assume that maybe the Lord is not with me. Look at what will have happened to me that night. I saw it live. Look at what will have happened to me. And nobody will know. They will just say, the man preached and he just slept and did not wake up. We know he has gone to be with the Lord. Do you know what he saw that made him leave earth and travel to heaven? So Jesus looked at the man and said, foxes have holes. Are you there? The birds, they have nests. But the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. What he's saying is, see this man you want to follow now. There's no place to lay his head. Are you there? So now that brings us to this question. Was Jesus rich while he was doing ministry? Are we together? Now, Jesus was rich. He's even the richest. Are you there? Because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. So Jesus was rich. He had all the riches. But you see, because of the nature of his assignment, he had to humble himself. So when he came down here, he dropped those riches there. So he did not come down with those riches. He left it there with the Father. Are you getting what I'm saying? So when he came here, he came in a humble form. There was really nothing around him to really desire like that. If you remove God from the life of Jesus, there's really nothing again that you want to admire. And that's, many things about Jesus is similar to my life. And that's the same thing about me. If you remove God now, I don't think there's anything about me that you want to desire. If you remove God, sincerely. Personally, that's my own conviction. Anyway, I don't know if any other person sees something that they admire. But for me, I don't feel, if you remove God from my life now, I don't think there's anything that is desirable. I don't think so. Are we together? So for Jesus, that was also the same. He was very rich, but because of the assignment, he humbled himself. When the Bible says that he humbled himself, are you there? It's not just that he's bowing his head for everybody. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma. No. Humbling himself there could also speak of the things that he had, that he left in heaven just to come and do this assignment on earth. So although he was the richest, but when he came to earth, he left those things in heaven. That's why the Bible says Jesus, though rich, was made poor. That's the implication of that statement. Are you there? So the Jesus that we saw in flesh was not a very wealthy man. That Jesus that we saw in flesh lived like as a missionary. He lived uh, on the things that people give him by the leading of the Lord. Have you not discovered that in the scripture there is never a place where you see Jesus say, "Woman, give me that which is with thee. Man, go to your house and bring me something to eat." Have you not discovered that? There's never a time Jesus demanded for things. He's always giving things. So where's the money coming from? Now, what Jesus lived on were the gifts that people give him willingly. And that's one thing you will see about a genuine minister. He won't come to you, even if he wants to die, he will not come to you and say, what is happening there? No. You know, in the Old Testament, you see prophets say things like, go and get me water. Some of you remember this story. Go and get me water. And the widow was going, no, the woman was going and going and going. And then the prophet said, not only water, get me something to eat. The woman said, sir, please, this little bread I have in my, this little flour I have in my house, I want to prepare it. Me and my son will eat it and will die. The prophet said, do my own first. See that last thing you have in your house, bring it for me. Let me eat first. Are you there? Although we thank God for the miracle of abundance, but Jesus never did anything like that. You will hardly see Jesus collecting things from people. Hardly. Even the day Jesus went to Mary and Martha's house, it was Martha herself that just felt that, let's cook for this man. Jesus never asked them. So a genuine minister is not always after things. He may need it, but he won't ask for it. Are you there? So the blessings of a genuine minister is going to come from a pure source. It won't come because he's putting heavy yoke on people. No, or trying to manipulate people. No, people will give willingly, and it is that thing that they give willingly. That's what he will now be living on. And if they don't give, he will look up to God. That's the way Jesus lived his life. So you see Jesus always giving. Now the question is, how do you think Jesus survived? Are you there? Some of the disciples too who had savings, they also supported. Are you there? The little they had, they supported. Those that have people, are you there? I perceive those that have people among the disciples can reach out to them. Maybe those that, some of these people have families now. People like Peter. Peter was a married man. Are you there? Yes. Even in this same chapter, you see that Jesus came to the house of. Uh, Jesus came to a particular place and he met the mother of Peter's wife. She was sick with fever, and Jesus prayed for her, and she was healed. So that means Peter had a wife. So when those disciples now, give their savings and that's all. So what will they live on? They gift from people. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that's what they'll be living on. That's why the same way a genuine minister will always be trusting God for his needs. A genuine Christian that is growing will also give without being told to do so. It's something that is a natural response. You see, a genuine minister will not, even if that thing will cost his life. He won't come to you and say, I beg, help me. He won't say it. But you see, the genuine follower too, are you there? Will also be giving willingly. And you get what I'm saying? He will not wait to be told. He just feels that's the right thing to do. Are you there? So the same way the genuine minister will look at this, this is how God does it. God will make the genuine minister to trust him for his needs. And God will now move the genuine follower to be a constant help to that genuine minister. Doesn't matter how little it is. That's how God helps his minister until they now get to the point where God will now bless them. I'm not saying ministers of God will not be rich. Of course, they will be. But that process, they will pass through it, trusting the Father. Are you there? And when they become rich too, they are not rich because they defrauded anybody. They are rich because it has pleased the Lord to bring them to that height. And even in that height, they keep trusting the Lord. So when you see a minister that is always fond of saying, okay, now you have to come and drop this now, come and sow this, come and do that one. That one, that one is not trusting God with his needs. That's why you will never see me coming up and saying, hey, you have to. No, I don't do that. What I hold you is the word of God. I get what I'm saying? Just like Jesus, teaching them, teaching them. Sometimes the multitude will even come and we have to feed them. That's the same man that is trusting God for his needs. That's the same man that is saying, foxes have nest. So Jesus did not really have all this luxury of building houses everywhere. Of course, there are places Jesus will get to, and then he's going to have a very good accommodation because the people there, they may want to take the honor to ensure that he's comfortable with his disciples. And there are other places where he will get to, and then he will just sleep wherever he sees. And the next morning they are up again preaching the gospel. Are you there? So that statement is a scary statement. Is a scary statement. Nobody wants to have that experience because everybody wants to be fine. Now the question is, was Jesus rich? He was rich, but for our sake, he became poor. So physically, Jesus did not have the luxury of, you know, having many houses, many cars, many servants. Are you there? Have you read the Bible and then see the Bible says Jesus spoke to one of his servants. Rich men have servants. That's one thing about rich men. When the centurion came to Jesus, are you there? He said, I say to one, go, and he goeth. I say to one, come. As a matter of fact, the centurion that came to Jesus. This thing happened in this same chapter. The centurion that came to Jesus for one of his servants, not even one of his soldiers. A centurion is a leader of about 100 soldiers. Are we together? Apart from that centurion having 100 soldiers under him, are we together? He also had servants. The soldiers he had under him, they are for official assignment. Now, after that, he now had servants for some unofficial assignment. For example, washing his clothes, cooking for him. You can't be asking soldiers to do that. So those ones are unofficial. Cooking for him, going to the market, cleaning the house. He had servants to do that. So when it comes to official things, he had soldiers under him. That's a rich man. Are you there? But this same Jesus now, he doesn't even have servants. So those that were helping him to do both official assignment and non-official assignment, they were his disciples. Are you there? That's why a true disciple is not just the one that is just following teachings and is jotting. No. Are you there? If that's all you do, just following teachings and you're jotting, you are not yet true. You are on your way to be true, but you are not yet true. True disciples will do both the official and the unofficial. Are you there? You must, if I have not sent you an errand now, you must come and present yourself and say, sir, please, anything, what do you want me to do? Is there any assignment is there any task you want me to do? Maybe any document you want me to type or something? Are you there? It must go beyond. You will do both the official and the honor. You see that what I'm teaching you now, I'm teaching you from the life of Jesus. Are you getting what I'm saying? The day Jesus wanted them to go out for evangelism, that's official. The disciples went. The day Jesus wanted to buy bread, that is unofficial. It was the disciples that went to buy. When Jesus wants to drink water, the disciples will bring it. They'll bring water for him. That's unofficial. You get what I'm saying? So they will do the two. And I'm not, and you have to understand all these things has boundary. Not like one male minister is asking you, female, to come to his house. He's saying funny things to you, and you are there smiling till they now molest you. That's not what I'm talking about. Are you saying? I'm saying beyond just the messages, the official things. You must also engage, you must also labor with them. Are you there? In some other areas too. That's the true mark of a follower. And we see it in the life of Jesus. So the centurion had about 100 soldiers under him, and he had servants. The servants for the unofficial assignment and the soldiers for the official assignment. So, but for Jesus, he did not have this, he did not have servants. Are you there? The luxury of having, there's the way some preachers will come and then, they needed to make Jesus look like them. So they tell you that, do you think Jesus is not rich? Jesus is, well, Jesus is rich. That's true. But you see that wealth, he left it. When he came here, he was stripped off everything. So let's not make it look like Jesus came here as one wealthy. Let me tell you something so that you will not get me wrong. Me that I'm talking to you now, I'm going to be very rich and I'm going to be very humble. Such that people will say, is it this rich minister that is as humble as this? So I'm not saying this because I want you to have a low mindset. I want you not to prepare yourself for wealth. We are going to be wealthy. Even me, I'll be wealthy. So why will you not be wealthy? If you can't, you don't even have an excuse not to be wealthy, because if you don't want to, me, I will make you wealthy, because what will I be doing with my wealth? Are you there? If I bless you with 10 million now, you there's something you can do with it, and you begin to multiply it. Are you there? So everybody, by the grace of God, we are going to be wealthy. Are you there? But the fact that God will bless us with wealth does not mean we should now begin to twist scriptures so that we make it look like what is not looking like. Jesus was not that. He was not a wealthy minister. He was living on the contributions of people. Are you there? That's just the truth. Are you there? Of course, he is rich. He is wealthy, but he left those things. He was stripped off of those things just to come and serve. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that you got a cloth, white cloth, very expensive clothes, very expensive. I mean, as a matter of fact, that cloth nobody has worn it before. The design is special. You can't see it on anybody's neck, on anybody's body. Very wonderful clothes. Are you there? Now, if you now want to work, maybe you now return home and you want to wash plates, sweep, and cook. Would you put on that clothes and be doing those things? You're going to put it off, right? Because you don't want it to have stains. That was exactly what Jesus did. So when he was coming here to serve, are you there? He was not coming here to be served. Are you there? While he's on the seat, you will serve him. But when he left the seat to come to this place, he came to serve, not to be served. So he had to put off that regalia, that clothes, that wealth, so that he now took upon himself the form of a servant, the fashion of a servant, meaning he put on another clothes. Are you there? That he can serve with. Let me make it more clear to you. When you go to church on Sunday and then you return home, are you there? Whether on Sunday or any days, are you there? Maybe you go for a program, are you there? And you return home and you need to tidy the house and do some things. Do you do those things with that clothes? Of course, no. Most of the time, you have to go and put it off. There's a kind of clothes you wear. Are you there? Then you begin to sweep, clean the house, cook, because you know that clothes now, whatever happens, it doesn't affect you. That was exactly what happened to Jesus. So that clothes he was putting on, that wealth, are you there? He put it off. So he came down without all those attachments on him. He came as a form of a servant, in the form of a servant, and he served. Are you getting what I'm saying? He served. So when people are saying he was rich, and then they are trying to make it look like Jesus, that wealthy minister, he had lands, hectares of lands. He had many servants working for him. It's not true. It's not true. And that's not to say that we will not be rich. We will be wealthy. Are you there? But let's not twist the Bible because we are trying to arrive at one place that, no. Let's just say it the way it is. Are you getting what I'm saying? That saying it the way it is doesn't mean God will not bless us. It doesn't mean. It doesn't mean we will not have a low mentality. No. It will help us to stay. You see, when we preach the Bible the way it is, allowing the Holy Spirit to teach us, are you there? When we now become, as God begins to bless us, it will help us to stay humble. There's no amount of wealth that we have now that by the grace of God I will now begin to lift up my shoulders. No, I knew how Jesus lived. So even when we are in charge of the billions, note what I'm saying, by the grace of God. Are you there? When that time comes and you say, oh, thank you, Jesus, for pastor, and you see that, oh, now pastor is in money now. You will still see the simplicity there. You will hardly know that this is the man that is in charge of all these things. So just be there, just one simple man like that. Are you getting what I'm saying? Why? Because there is something we have seen in the scriptures. So the fear people have is they don't want to relate with that part of Jesus. They make Jesus look like one big man like that. Why? Because they are afraid. They are feeling like if they relate with this real thing, it can make them small. They may not be rich and they need money. But that's not true. Relating with it does not mean you will not be rich. What that thing will only do is it will help you to remain simple, even when you are very influential. You have billions and even more than that in your account. Are we together? That is it. So foxes have holes. Birds, they have nest. But the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. So that season will come upon us. Are you there? Yes, it will come upon because a genuine minister looks to God alone, not man. Are you there? So the day you come to him and you say, sir, thank God I've just gotten a job. I say, by the grace of God now, I receive 500,000 per month. The man of God goes, oh, we thank God for you. That's all. It won't because of that say you have to be sending your tithe to me compulsorily. The way I've never said it to anybody before in my life. And I'm not planning to say it till I go to be with the Lord. And then some people, when you tell them how much you are collecting by mistake, then they put all the yoke of the fellowship on you. You have to be the one to buy the chairs. When we trust God enough, it will be easy for men to learn God the right way. There are people that are not learning God rightly because the minister is not trusting God enough. So they are making God look like one beggar like that. Yes. So if you go to some rich people now, you'll be shocked with what they will tell you. They will tell you, well, God actually saved me because he needed my money. God knows I'm rich. So of course, people like me, I will push kingdom things now. So I believe God saved me because he needs my money. Can you see that? It's not their fault. Somebody must have made God look like that to them. So what is the picture your life is painting of God? If we look at your life now, are we going to see God accurately, or will see God as that man that is looking for rich people to manipulate? Are we going to see God as that man that is always using spiritual things to rob the people? Anytime the man of God preaches and the message is powerful, he then tells the people to give quickly now, so that God can do something. Let's not make God look like a thief. He's not. He's not a thief. Let's not make God look like a beggar. God has enough. Are you there? It's not that you want to give him that will now make him leave his throne and then be following you like a pet dog. God is greater than that. Are you there? Let's put God in his place and let's put man in his place. Are we together? So this is my word for you. The fact that you are passing through hard times now does not mean you are not faithful to God. Are you there? But you must learn to completely put your trust in the Lord. And as you do that, the Lord bless you in Jesus'